What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Courtney Scott, the Cowboy Marketer. I'm here again with another video. In this video, guys, I'm going to show you how you can double your assignment fees and literally have the leads chasing you instead of you chasing them. If you think that's too good to be true, just keep watching the video because I'm going to lay it out exactly on how it's done. So if you don't mind, let's just hop right into it, because the first solution is inbound marketing. So let's just start with the basics. So focusing on inbound marketing methods is the best solution if you want to attract the leads who are already interested in what you're selling or what you're offering, right? So instead of you chasing them, they actually get to chase you. So you're not doing the cold calling, the text blasting, you're letting them come to you first. So that means they're more motivated, more qualified, and often wants less. So that means it doubles your assignment fees. Right. So with that being said, let's break down the exact reason why inbound marketing is such a game changer for your real estate investing business. So number one, it's very cost effective lead generation. So first off, like inbound marketing is far more affordable than any of the outbound methods like cold calling and direct mail. I know you're like, oh, but PPC and Facebook ads is crazy expensive. Like, just think about the cost of what it costs you to do like 6-month follow-ups on, some cold calling campaigns, the cash conversion cycle, like the opportunity cost. So keep that in mind. So instead of you spending thousands of dollars on massive cold calling campaigns and mailers, you can just focus on a single campaign on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok to start attracting motivated sellers. Like, imagine generating twice the leads for half the cost, right? Which is kind of crazy if you think about it for cold calling, but stick with me. That's like kind of efficiency that inbound marketing brings to the table, attracting more qualified seller leads. Another key benefit to the quality of the leads you attract: when the seller comes through an inbound channels, they're already interested in selling their property. So you're not just calling them out the blue and saying, hey, I want to buy your property. Be like, well, what property? I'm not selling no property. You can avoid that. So they're not cold prospects. They've done their research. They know they need to sell, and they're actively looking for a solution. So that makes them more likely to convert into a deal. When they do, they're often more flexible on the price because they've recognized the value in what you have to offer them. So saving you some time through automations. One of the big advantages that inbound marketing has for real estate investors is that it is a tactic that can be automated. So after setting up a campaign on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, whatever you want to do, whichever social media platform, you can automatically nurture them, follow up with them on just on autopilot, right? All you need is a software, a CRM. We recommend Go High Level. This not only saves you time, but it also ensures that you is consistent, and often even you're busy closing deals. Like because you want to be consistent and you want to be effective, and you also want to focus your time on closing deals. So it's highly measurable and adjustable. Lastly, inbound is highly measurable. For example, Facebook provides you all kind of data, like all KPIs such as CPM, CPLs, cost per deals. You can get everything down, and you can track your metrics so you can make informed decisions based off of the data that you've been generating so far. So which often leads into higher assignment fees, and you can figure out which campaign actually generating you the most money, and you can put most of your budget inside of that campaign. Why inbound leads pay more? You may ask yourself that, right? Inbound leads tends to pay more. Here's why. When a lead reaches out to you first, they've already taken the time to do the research, evaluate their options, and decide they need your help. The key difference between outbound and what you're offering is interrupting someone's days, like literally outbound cold calling me. I'm sitting at lunch, with my wife, and you say, hey, yeah, I know I need to sell my property, but I'm sitting at lunch talking about how can we save this property. And you're calling me saying, hey, I found your name. Let me buy your property. Like, no one wants to do that, especially if they're going through, like financial hardships, or the house is going to get foreclosed on. They're going to try to do everything to save it until it's too late. And that's when they go and search it. So you're spending most of your time trying to convince them that they need to sell now. But with the inbound lead, the seller is already motivated. They've identified the problem and are actively seeking a solution, which puts them in a position that they're more likely to the value of what you have to offer them. So higher motivation equates to higher value. So when the seller comes to you, they've already crossed that threshold of acknowledging that they need to sell. Whether they're facing foreclosure, need to relocate quickly, or just wants to offload a distressed property, they've recognized that taking action is necessary. This sense of urgency makes them more willing to agree to the terms that are favorable to you, including higher assignment fees. So perceive expertise in trust. So inbound marketing allows you to build a relationship with the potential seller before they even reach out. Through the content that addresses their pain points and offers solutions. So you position yourself as an expert in the field. By the time they contact you, they've already trusted you as a reliable professional who can solve their problem. This trust makes them less likely to haggle over price and more likely to accept your offer as fair and reasonable. And also it reduces, competition pressure. So another reason inbound leads pays more is that they're not shopping around as much. Unlike outbound leads who may be weighing in multiple offers after being cold called by several investors. Trust me, you guys know you probably had the phone hung up on you and hey, everybody's pulling the same list. And hey, yeah, can you please accept my offer? And they're like, man, dude, this is the 10th phone call I received today. So in inbound, if you can get the deal locked up as soon as you contact them, you're literally known as the primary option or even the only option for them because they actually reached out to you and now you have their trust. So based on your expertise and the value that you can demonstrate them, they're less they're less inclined to go and seek other offers. This reduces the pressure on, trying to compete on price, which, lower your assignment fees all in all if you keep trying to reduce that price down. So that allows you to command a higher assignment fee. And it's time-sensitive decisions. So inbound leads are more time-sensitive. They've reached out because they need to solve their problem quick, whether it's, to avoid foreclosure or dealing with an inherited property, or they just need to relocate fast. So this urgency often means they're less concerned about negotiating to get the lowest fees possible and more focused on getting the deal done quick and efficiently. So the faster you can provide a solution, the more they're willing to pay you more for it, right? Because that is the whole game of it. Hey, you need to sell this in 14 days. I need to get it for cheap. So that means you make bigger assignment fees. So setting up your inbound marketing strategy. Now the question is, how do you set up a successful marketing campaign? So at Alpha Media, we have a proven system that helped over 300 plus real estate investors and wholesalers. And here's what it looks like in a nutshell. So first thing we do, Instagram, Facebook, Google, or TikTok, what we do is we create an ad on these platforms. We send them to a landing page. Once we send them to a landing page, we allow them to book a call. And on the thank you page, we have all of the information. Once we get that information, we keep qualifying the leads some more. And then we send them in follow-ups. And in the follow-ups, they receive an SMS and emails. So as you can see, we attract the leads through Facebook, Instagram, and Google, and we found these specific channels work really well for real estate investors and wholesalers. Next step up is taking them to that landing page where they fill out a form and book a call. We also use lead forms on Facebook when it comes to running ads. This is a better strategy if you're trying to generate a higher amount of leads and you don't want to get too technical with a landing page, because creating a landing page can be really technical if you don't know what you're doing. So as you can see in the funnel, this is also a qualification process. So each and every lead have to go through a rigorous qualification process before they even pass to the next stage of the funnel. Some questions that we ask during these steps are how soon are you looking to sell your property? Reason for wanting to sell? What is your asking price? Are you flexible on the asking price? What is the condition of the property? Is the property currently listed with a realtor? So what about leads who are not ready to take action now? You may ask yourself that, because you're going to generate leads that are not ready to buy now. You're going to get a lot of people and not ready to sell now, but you're going to get a lot of people like that in your pipeline. What are you going to do? Throw those away? No, because they're probably not ready to sell now, but they'll be ready to sell in a month, 2 months, a year even. So no matter how many leads you get through the door, there's always going to be people who aren't ready to make a deal with you right away. That's why you have to develop an automated system, a follow-up system. Here's what ours look like. So some of the follow-up sequences that we use are customer reply sequences. So this is a sequence that sends an internal notification to the wholesaler and investors that we work with whenever a lead replies to an email or an SMS. So this ensures that you're quickly aware and you just immediately hop in there on any communication from a potential seller so you can respond quickly. This is important because speed to lead is crucial in real estate. I'm pretty sure I know you guys have heard that. The faster you respond, the more likely you are to close that deal. Appointment confirmations and reminders. This sequence automatically sends confirmation messages, reminders to both you and the seller before the appointment. It assures the seller is reminded of the meeting and reduces the chances of a no-show. Initial follow-ups. So reasons for wanting to sell. This sequence is triggered shortly after the lead is generated and focused on the understanding of the seller reasons for wanting to sell. It combines email and SMS to reach out to the seller, asking them why they're looking to sell their property. So knowing the seller motivation is really key to crafting them right for their specific situation. So whether they're facing foreclosure or need to relocate or dealing with a distressed property, understanding their reason allows you to tailor your approach to actually solving their solution later on down the line, and it meets their needs. We also have one that's new lead to pipeline. This is a simple one, but very important. When a new lead comes in, this sequence moves into the sales pipeline and ensures that every lead is literally properly categorized and tracked within your CRM, making it easier for you to manage and follow up. New leads, no answer, 6-month drip. If a new lead doesn't respond to your initial outreach, this sequence kicks in. And over 6 months, it's a series of emails and SMS to remind the lead of your offer and keep you top of their mind. What I like to say is don't only just take up physical real estate, but you also have to take up mental real estate. Because if they want to sell now, they're going to want to sell in 3 months. But if you're not messaging them, you're not on their top of mind when they are ready to make that sale, what happens? They forget about you. So we also have one that's want too much 80-day follow-up. So this sequence is designed for leads who want, more money for their property and like not willing to, negotiate on the price. And they want way more than you're willing to offer them. So over 80 days, it will send them periodically follow-up messages, checking in to see if they want to reconsider or have their situation have changed. Sometimes sellers start off with unrealistic expectations, as we all know, with their property value. Hey, Tom's house next door sold for $300,000, right? And you just get caught into that trap. So we just have a follow-up for that, and it allows them to follow up with their whole entire inbound system that this is everything I'm giving you guys. My clients use this themselves, and this is how they close deals on a consistent basis and double their assignment fees. So make sure you follow this step by step when creating your own strategies, and I'm sure you'll be able to double yours assignment fees, and you're on the right track to making it happen. So now during the rest of this video, I'll show you how to set up an inbound marketing campaign. Hey man, what does this talk about inbound campaign? So if you don't know, if you haven't watched any of my videos, I'm gonna briefly go over it for you. So let's just hop straight into it. So as you probably know, if you don't know, Facebook and Instagram is my favorite. Probably I'm biased. I spent millions of dollars on those. I spent millions on Google as well, but I spent tens of millions of dollars on Facebook and Instagram when it comes to inbound marketing. So let's dive right in. So setting up a inbound marketing campaign on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and Instagram by far the top channels to generate motivated seller leads. We've been using them since the beginning, and we have also used them for our agency, and it works great to get a lot of people into the door, especially if you're really good, if you have a really good offer and you're good at what you offer and you know how to set them up properly. So here are 3 steps process that you can follow to set up your inbound marketing campaign on Facebook. First, you want to start with the targeting. Facebook starts you off with a massive audience, but our goal is to narrow it down to those who it matters the most. For real estate investors, this means targeting homeowners who is likely to be motivated sellers. So how can we do that? For one, you want to make sure location is right because it's key. You want to type in your city, your region, or you want to just drop a pin in a location and put a 15-mile radius around it. So let's say, for instance, you say, hey, I want to target Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm also buy in other areas around Georgia, put a 15-mile radius around it, and you're good to go. Then you go on with the detailed targeting, and that's what demographics, interests, or behaviors. So this is where Facebook really shine. A lot of people mess this up because they're not dialed in on their details, their detailed targeting. So you can target people based off demographics income level, interest, home improvement, or behaviors such as recently searched selling homes because they're in the market for selling homes. The level of precision that helps you reach those who are not just interested, but are also actively considering selling their properties. And as you can see here, real estate, demographics, education, financials, you can go in and target people based off of that. So don't forget, you can exclude audiences too that don't fit the seller, like your ideal profile. So let's say, for instance, you don't want to target your competitors. So you don't want to target real estate agents. You don't want to go and target real estate brokers. And you can exclude seeing real estate brokers and real estate investors. If you guys know what you're doing, just please be in mind of the special ad category, because some of this stuff you guys will not be able to do and you'll get your ad account shut down. So please be advised on doing this, just making sure you guys are following the policies. We just got really good at saying really good stuff in our copy, and I cover it in another video, but you still can go in here and you can do some exclusion tactics, but it's just as far as you doing more research on your end. Step 2 is you guys have to build your ads. So Facebook and Instagram ads have multiple elements. So let's cover them one by one. You got the description. This is where you explain the service you're offering. Hey, I buy homes fast for cash. So now it's important to remember that Facebook have strict guidelines, especially as related to the housing or the financial situation. So for instance, like, hey, facing foreclosure, I can help. That's too specific and it may get your ad rejected. So you can't say anything like that. Instead, you can use broader language that appeals to a wider audience. For example, we can help you sell your house fast for cash in any condition. It's more acceptable and still communicate your value proposition effectively. The ad creative. Next, you will select the image or video that appears in your ad. Facebook allows a lot of flexibility here. You can choose media from your ad account, Instagram account, business page, or you can even use stock images. So for this tutorial, I recommend using images like this. So it depends if you're looking for multifamily. I just threw some of those in here as well. You can do the same with land, and you also can do the same, with residential. So like, hey, we buy distressed properties. If you're buying distressed properties, we buy fire damage properties. We buy tenant occupied properties. Hey, you want to sell your residential property as is, right? You want to do this, and you want to basically scream exactly what you have to offer to people inside of the creative. So pro tip, while you can use text in your images, keep it minimum. Facebook no longer penalizes ads with more than 20% text, but it's still good practice to keep you have to make sure the visual, I know it's a property there. You don't want to cover it up with too much wording. So do keep that in mind. The headline, your headline is probably the most second important element of creating an ad. When crafting a headline, think about what is your potential sellers really looking for? They're not just trying to sell a house, right? They want the burden to lift, they want the burden to lift that been sunken on their shoulders. So instead of saying, hey, we buy houses, consider something more targeted, like the fastest way to get cash for your home. A headline like this directly addresses the seller's needs and sets your ad apart from your competitors. So the call to action, the CTA. You may hear a lot of marketers say that. You're wondering what's a CTA. It's called call to action. Finally, you get to choose the CTA. And the CTA is the button that leads the viewers, take action. They view it, such as visiting your websites. For real estate ads, learn more is usually the best choice. But you can say stuff like get offer. You can use a lot of different call to actions. It's a non-aggressive approach that invites the sellers to, explore more about what you can offer them without them feeling pressured. Remember, the goal is to ease them into micro commitments. Once they're on your website, then they can choose to provide their personal contact information if they're ready to move forward. Step 3, optimize and scale. Once your ads is live, the real work begins. We start with, a 2-week optimization period where we track, performances daily. This involves key metrics like, cost per lead, cost per action, cost per deal. We do a lot of metrics there for our client to make sure that there's no problems. We're doing that 2-week period, and we're just letting them run. During this period, we make necessary tweaks to the headline, the body copy, the images, the targeting. For example, if one ad is outperforming the others, we'll increase the budget. If an ad isn't performing well, we'll experiment with new images or copy to see if that improves the results. So you just have to constantly test when you're in there. So what about scaling? When is the right time to scale? Once we've optimized the ads and seen consistent results, for instance, you close your first deal, so it's time to scale. You put all that money back into marketing. We recommend you increase your budget to 20% each week. This gradually increases it, what allows you to scale without overwhelming your campaign or losing its efficiency and having you restart the campaign over. I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. They get that first deal, they put all the money into marketing, they just go and double that campaign, and they actually hurt their results. at the end. So when scaling it, you have to keep in mind, you can use two strategies. It's called scale vertically and scaling horizontally. So if you want to scale vertically, you increase the budget by 20% on each winning campaign, or each winning ad, or each winning ad set, right? But horizontally scaling is basically you using the same ad that is performing well, and you just duplicating and putting additional budget into that ad set to maximize the reach and minimize the risk. So conclusion, there you go, guys. If you're tired of chasing down deals and you want to start letting leads chase you, it's time to rethink your strategy and apply this video. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment with your thoughts or your questions. And if you're serious about scaling your real estate business, guys, join the REAL school community. What it is, guys, we're going to give you guys tips. We do coaching calls. We give strategies. We have courses where we teach you novations, wholesaling, how to hire. We teach you the whole entire process, guys, and it's literally only $10 a month. So if you guys found this video valuable, let your boy know, and see you guys later.